say, if you watch it, if you got it, flow, wherever you want.
Yeah, freckles and all, no booty or nothing. Like it was just led by the patriarchal society.
Absolutely.
For men. And I
Go Gina, go Gina, go get that gift right, mama. Go Gina, go till you get right, mama. Go Gina.
Hey, y'all.
welcome to A Taste of Therapy.
I'm Jackie, a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of Florida.
I'm Brandy. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and qualified supervisor in the state of Florida.
I'm Shakira. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and qualified supervisor in the states of Florida and Massachusetts.
And I am Dr. Raven. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of Florida.
All right. Okay, so before we start, let's get into a nice little breathing grounding exercise.
Yeah.
And y'all can do it with us at home too. So sitting up nice and tall, relaxing your shoulders. Yeah. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Last one, inhale and hold it. Inhale through your nose. Hold it at the top. And exhale through your mouth. Shake it off.
So, ladies, what is on the menu today?
Okay, so today we will be talking about beauty, visibility, and pretty privilege.
Okay, no. That's actually a really like trendy. I don't even know where pretty privilege came from. Like it just became like a trendy saying at some point. We woke up, got on social media, and so I think for our viewers who have never heard pretty privilege or have, we need to kind of let them know like what it is.
Yeah,
Because
What does that even mean?
when I think of pretty privilege, I think of the societal opportunities that you get by looking pretty, like as far as societal standards, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And because I think pretty looks like a lot of different things, but society says this is what is pretty, and because you look like this, you get these opportunities.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you say society standards, I would specifically point out European beauty standards.
Yes.
Because as long as you're close to those, or the closer you are to those, the more privilege I believe you have.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
And the European standard of thin, tall, fair skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, the closer you can align to this standard, then aesthetically you are prettier.
Yeah.
Certain features in the face too that I'm thinking of.
Skin color.
Yeah.
That I think for me that's the biggest thing that I've noticed with the pretty privilege is your skin color.
I was gonna say that. I think it shares a subsection with colorism, and I think also too pretty privilege is it's a currency. Like it's the standard beauty standards that society has created that literally allows you to pay for things in society or have access to things in society just based on like your looks. And I really think it's rooted in sexual attraction, and it's primarily for women because usually it's like if you're beautiful enough, I can be able to give you access to this and give you all the things. And it's just kind of like, okay.
I love that you said it's a currency because I think when you think about anything in life, like I'm thinking time can be a currency. Obviously money is a currency. Yeah. Beauty is a currency, and that's why,
Especially in this day and age.
so when we say skin tone too, what's interesting to me because I'm thinking of like really, really dark skin. I think, and I'm trying to think what this may be in the realm of like but like, cause even I've seen really pretty girls who can get like dark skinned girls who can get pretty privileges.
Absolutely.
But I'm thinking skin tone and like even skin tone.
Yes.
So if you have even dark skin and it's glowy, so that makes me think about like the beauty industry and like skincare and you know that trope of like
if you look like a Lupita or
yeah,
She was just in my mind.
I'm thinking a lady.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I love
Landry.
Absolutely.
That is my girl.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Landry, if you watching this, hey girl.
We love you, girl. Period.
So yeah, I was thinking that came to mind.
But you know what, speaking of Olandria, there are people that do not think she's pretty.
Because of crazy.
And I'm like, are you blind? You know, like, because for me, her features are not European. They're very, and when I say this, I don't mean in the way that society says it, like exotic, very like sharp. And I'm like, oh, I like it. But to me, it's not really her physical that makes her beautiful. I watched Love Island. So it's her personally where I'm like, that is a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
You know? And I think we have to get to a place where pretty isn't all about physical features.
The
That
aesthetic.
part.
Yeah.
Like that.
Because that's what I was gonna say too. I feel like there's another section outside of it being based on European standards. I feel like the exotic. That's what I was trying to find a word to describe it, but I feel like there's another class of exotic features where it's like, you know, do you have the beautiful big lips and do you have the nice, you know, curvaceous curves and, you know, just because we have some beautiful women of color that don't look European, but they get access to pretty privilege because they got that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Because I think that goes to the subgroups of cultures. So now we're going to the Black culture with the pretty privilege there. And they versus like the Hispanic or Latin culture. What is the beauty standard there that'll give you that access to the pretty privilege?
Yeah, that's a good point. And it makes me think too, I think to your point of all, I won't say all just for, because we can't be black and white about it, but a lot of it does go back to the sexual attraction piece. And you know, I've always heard growing up like sex sells. And so if you can give a little more cleavage, or if you could even like the wing when you do your eyeliner, like the cat eye, it looks sexier. And so it's certain things that when you looking at how to use your currency, then you know how to make it work for you. My question to y'all is, how do you feel about people making it work for them?
Hold on. How do we feel about people using their pretty privilege?
I feel indifferent, but I feel like it was conditioned because the first thing that comes to my mind is use what you got to get what you want. Yeah. They heard that from somewhere growing up, and I feel like pretty privilege starts when you're young. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's from the male gaze or your peers or your mama always told you that you're pretty, you know, like, and people just jealous of you and things of that nature. So I think it's not a bad thing, but I think that it's overly used in this day of age, and I think it can be very manipulative because it overshadows your actual qualities, and the fact that you feel like you have to use that currency over your like innate currency is, I think that's wild.
I agree, because it's like, okay, you're pretty. And what else?
Right.
Like, what else do you have to offer?
Exactly.
And to me, that what else is what makes you prettier or pretty. So that's a good question. I'm not mad at it. I mean, you got it. If you got it, for you want. Yeah, like, period. And that video was pink, so
Look, if you watch it, no, but to your point, it was something one of y'all said earlier. It made me think, like, you said you like Alandria for who she is as a person, from based on what you saw. I think so, and I think we can talk about whatever privileges we've been able to experience personally. I mean, everybody I feel like shouldn't feel like they're pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I know I'm pretty. And the privileges I feel like I've been able to use is not just because of my looks, because I know I'm unorthodox. Like, I know I wear a short cut. I got 2 different earrings on, like
on purpose.
And on purpose, But I feel like, I have been called weird, and not in a bad way, just different. My personality, my humor, my intellect is what has gotten me privileges in certain ways. So that's been my experience. That's my pretty privilege.
So I love that. And I feel like same here. And so I'm feeling real vulnerable today.
Okay.
So we're gonna take it there. I remember when I was it was one of my college courses, and we got to the part of what makes somebody attractive. Okay. Like, compared to societal standards, and it was like symmetrical features. And I remember feeling, okay, shout out to the clefties. I was one with the cleft, and I remember thinking like, well, what about me? You know? But I had to develop that from the inside, because can't nobody tell me I don't look good. I don't give. I ain't gonna cook. You know. But so I remember, like, I'm like, dang, this can really make somebody feel very like subconscious about how they look. And I'm like, is starting off, it's in our textbooks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're teaching us this in college as therapists to go into, and I'm like, not really resonating because I remember how it made me feel. So I feel like for me, I kind of benefited from the pretty privilege because I was tall, I was slim, like, you know, so I was able to get more attention, I guess you could say. But I was still in my head a little bit like, but I'm not symmetrical. You know, society says I have to be symmetrical. And it's like, no, thank God I'm to a place now where I'm like, my biggest thing is Picasso made art that was very asymmetrical, and that's one of the biggest like artists. Yeah, and I'm like, baby, I am a Picasso. Like, you got a Picasso in your house. I am a Picasso. Like, you cannot tell me I'm not art, right? And the way that I dress and express myself, that makes me feel confident and kind of like negate the societal standards of what beauty is. Because again, you cannot tell me I don't look good. Right? You look good. And that's
you do because you did right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like growing up, it was very obvious to me, made very obvious to me, like, oh, you're beautiful. You're very pretty. You're very pretty. So growing up, when you're hearing that, you become conditioned of like, okay, I'm pretty. I don't need much else, you know? And then having a great personality and being kind, that helps.
Very kind.
But
very kind.
So like that helps. So I never leaned on the pretty privilege growing up in that regard, but I was very aware, like, okay, people find me attractive where I'm going. So it's something I don't have to think about. I don't have to worry about like, oh my God, where people are they. I can walk in and just like, hello. And going about my day, you know, without, and I do think that's a pretty privilege that someone who may not feel that same way about themselves, they're already walking in with a million things in their head and it's already throwing them off, where I'm kind of just like, I'm going to wherever I'm going.
It's interesting because I remember seeing you and your sisters at school and college, and I would be like, "You're so pretty, you're so pretty."
Yeah, like, and it was, but that was the thing. And I think what really was when we were talking about where do you get that from, it was a lot of the adults growing up, my parents, friends. They had like a married couples group, and so when they got together, and it was like, "Oh yeah, so pretty. Look at it, look at them, they're so pretty." And so I was just like, "Okay, we're the pretty girls." And then, but then it's like, what happens beyond that? And so then it goes into going off to undergraduate school, and it's like, okay, I've kind of had this path through, you know, middle school, high school, as you grow into yourself, into your body, and then now what? You know, like you're cute, and what? Like you said, what more do you have than, you know, intelligence? Like you said, being intellectual. I love leading with that. Like I'm beyond just what you see on the outside. Like,
and you know, people really are intimidated by that if they have no like knowledge or if no familiarity with being around people who are intellectual, because if you're solely rooted in pretty, like just being pretty, and you come across someone who is highly intellectual, I feel like that is when the currency for pretty privilege goes down for women who lead with just like intellect and strong dominance, and just like, you know, I'm confident, but I'm educated, or I know some things, and I feel like pretty privilege is led by the patriarchal society for men. And I really do think that drives that currency of, if a woman know too much or she's too smart, like,
I don't want her.
I don't want her.
I'm not as attractive.
I'm not as desirable.
All you gotta do is just be cute.
And be quiet.
Be a trophy.
Patriarchy.
You gotta look good on my arm.
I'm gonna do that, but I'm also
we can also build this business together,
right?
Because I'm a businesswoman, like we can also make this money together. Which, you know what, a lot of people say they want, but I think when it comes down at both genders, when it comes down to it, they don't realize how much work you really have to put into it for that to become the thing.
And I feel like that intellectual woman, like the things outside of the beauty, it diminishes the men's ego. So that's why they don't want it. Like, hold on, let me do my thing. You just sit there and be cute.
And see, that's where I was thinking, like, I feel like it's a power trip, you know, like it feeds the ego, and it also feeds, like, you know, if I'm not gonna lie, if I'm a woman and I go in and I get some pretty privileges, it's almost like I'm not gonna knock it. You know, like But it also like, I also realized it feeds into the power dynamics, because when, you know, men, which I'm sure we have seen, men will come in and say, I have seen men go the furthest for a beautiful woman and risk it all just for the sake of, I want to have access to you.
Yeah.
And I want to have you on my arm.
Yeah.
And I want to do whatever I can to you just because you're how
You
I
do?
right, but it's like they use those accessible things that they know like we want. You know what I'm saying? To just say like, oh well, you know, everything come with a price. And so I just feel like they use beauty standards to like,
Oh, Mama always said ain't nothing free.
ain't nothing.
Yeah, this made me think about I don't know if you guys seen the podcast with Evelyn and her daughter in the game.
I've seen the clips.
I was cringed by that video.
There was a part in there, and you guys, I'm pretty sure the audience has seen it. If not, go check it out.
Okay.
Go watch it just for purposes.
Yeah.
But there was a part in there where the game basically told Shanice that I got you pregnant because you look good, and I knew we was gonna have 2 babies.
Oh,
And he's not even involved in.
At all.
Yeah.
I saw
At
the
all.
clip where
The
he
game
was
not
laughing.
involved in the kid's life.
He
Not
really
even
don't
with
even
her.
change diapers.
And he said he don't want to change diapers.
Yes,
And told her that when they got together.
and told her, "Have I changed 1 year?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "No." I
And her
can't."
mama.
And her mom. Girl.
Well, that's a conversation. That's a conversation.
Yes.
Because,
Yes.
and we can talk about this on another episode. But
Jesus.
if he
Don't
told
get me
her
started.
in the beginning,
Right.
then that's she chose to accept
She
that. So that's a
that's another story, absolutely. But I'm more so talking about the point of him basically saying,
Impregnating her.
"You were beautiful,
Right.
and
Yes.
I saw a beautiful woman, and this is what I was gonna do." And I'm like, "Dang, that's messed up."
Mhm.
But that makes me think of how many women have been in that situation.
Yeah.
Millions.
Where
Yeah,
where it's just like, you look good and I'm gonna lock you down. Here, for the baby.
I just told somebody the other day, I know that women get trapped too.
Yeah,
I-
absolutely.
You know, the society saying, "Oh, she trapped that man."
Yeah.
No, women get trapped.
Yeah.
Pretty women, smart women,
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
wealthy
Well,
women,
Yes.
Yeah.
yes, get
Yeah.
trapped too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but something I was thinking of regarding this topic, how it relates to confidence, and we're talking about visibility too. And so, like, for example, I'm working with a client on self-esteem stuff,
Yeah.
and you know, a lot of that self-worth stems from like how confident you are. So I think even when you don't necessarily meet society's beauty standards,
Right.
I think it's very, what I specifically told her last week was use what you have. Like, as far as we're talking about how she's going to dress and how she wants to elevate her wardrobe. The parts of your body that you don't like, we're going to shift away from focusing on that.
Yeah,
Because to feel pretty, you got to find the pretty things about you.
Yes.
So, you know, it's certain body parts that I'm like, extenuate that.
Yes.
Like,
Utilize your strengths.
right.
Right.
Utilize your strength so that you feel more confident walking into it. And a lot of it makes me think of too, internal versus external validation.
Yes.
Because you had people telling you from childhood that you're pretty. So externally, that might have helped
Feel
internally.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
But if people were like, "Oh, you don't have a butt. Oh, you don't have this," you're gonna harp on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to find it within. You got to say, "I like my flat butt."
Yeah.
That internal voice need to be higher than the external.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that we have to, just as a whole, just redefine what pretty is. And honestly, to me, kind of take it out of our vocabulary, because we're human and we're not expected to be perfect. You know, we're going to have acne, we're going to have fat, we're going to have a bunch of
Scars,
scars. And
all the
me
things.
personally, I feel like that brings personality to you.
Right.
And I don't know, I just look at everything, and everything to me is art.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm like, yeah, you got acne, but embrace it. You're human. Your body is going through some things. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And I think that just understanding that pretty, to me, actually is more internal and how your energy exudes outside. And pretty is also confidence, like having confidence in the flaws.
Right.
I say that very loosely because it's not flaws. It's you.
You're right.
It's you.
Right.
It's character.
It just makes me think a lot about how like we as a society have harped so much on the external validation and allowing our work to be solidified by what external says. But it's like, if we being real, I'm gonna just take it there. God created you and said that it is good. You know what I'm saying? So if you are good and you are beautifully and wonderfully made, then why are we sitting here having to compare ourselves to what the influencer says, what the man says, what the friend says, when it's just like, he clearly made you that way for a reason.
Shout out to
With
God.
Purpose.
hello,
Shout out to
hello,
God.
Yes.
freckles and all, no
Yes.
booty or nothing. Like but we take it there and then it disrupts like who we really are. It shapes our identity based on like what the world says about us. And it's like, wait.
And, you know, that's so sad because we're not born thinking that we look
anything,
like anything, you know, and at some way along your journey, you have these people coming in telling you and pointing out certain things that you ain't even think of. And
attention to.
Okay, so that takes me back to one of our old episodes. Whose voice are we hearing? Like, where did we get this that we're not pretty or we're too much or too not enough? Like, where did we get that from? Because we weren't born that way.
It starts in the home.
Yes.
With the voice that we hear a lot of times, it's funny, I asked a client this yesterday where he was talking about some behaviors he was demonstrating at home. And I was like, who told you that? You've heard that before. What voice are you hearing? And he was like, my mom. And I feel like a lot of times it starts in the home and those internalized, those core beliefs get created there. And then we match them to whatever it is we see outside the home. And it's like, that must be true because I heard my mom say that or I heard my dad say that.
Yeah.
The part that's kind of sticking out to me too is like, even if you're not being told you're beautiful or you're not beautiful, but if you're seeing or hearing that they are beautiful, look at them. Now you're doing that like, oh, okay, well, they have this that I don't have. So that's what makes them pretty and I'm not. So that young child, somebody may not directly be saying to them, you're ugly, but if y'all hyping up homie over here and I never hear.
That makes me think I recently spoke to my mom. Me and my mom were talking about something about like, you know, growing up in a house with a sister who you got one that might be light skinned, one that might be dark skinned, and around the same age, or hair. One that has a certain texture of hair, or like type 3 to type 4. And society, and I don't think the adults around them mean any harm, but I don't think they realize how harmful it can be.
Absolutely.
They're also conditioned too.
Exactly.
Right.
That made me think too of relaxed versus natural, because I might have mentioned this before, but I remember having I went natural. I transitioned in 2010. I was in 10th grade, and she was like, "When you gonna perm your hair again?" I was like, I'm not. Now, granted, it was a little crunchy. It was a little dry because I didn't know what I was doing. But she's now natural. And a lot of people attribute that to like how confident I was at a tender age of 16.
Setting the tone. Setting the tone. When you just said high school, I said, yes, ma'am, in my head.
Period.
Because it's like, at 10th grade, that takes a lot of courage to say, I don't care about these standards of what I've been living. I got my hair relaxed when I was like 2. Come on, 90s baby, just for me. And so from very early kind of being conditioned to believe that our natural hair is not beautiful. You must process it. You must do something to straighten it at, again, European standards. How straight can you get your hair? How long can you grow your hair straight?
How fine can it be?
I remember when I first got a perm, I remember telling my mom, I see it in my head. I was like, I want my hair to go like this. Not like this. I want it to go like this. And I remember she got a perm and she didn't tell my daddy. And he was like, he came home and was like, she looked like Snoop Dogg. Like, what? Because I had this long, like, but I felt so pretty. I was like, finally, I didn't transition until college because my mom went natural. And I was like, I'm going to be like her. I love her confidence. And I remember like starting to transition. I'm like, oh, I love this. But even when you think about the hair, what's the first thing people say when the baby born?
It got a head full of hair.
Like, that's already programmed. Like, you gotta have a lot of hair, and then once it's a certain length, now you gotta perm it. And so it's like, we have to break out of the European standards.
Heartburn.
Right. Well, that got So it literally starts even before, even into the world.
And you said it starts in the home. I think directly after is the media.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Huge part of it.
Because subconsciously, like the magazines, the whatever it is, whoever they highlight. And I haven't watched it yet, but have y'all been looking at the America's Next Top?
Watched it.
I watched it.
Okay, wait. So
another episode.
But I imagine, I heard clips, and I know some of these standards and things we're talking about.
I have a point too that I want to bring up, sweetie. Okay.
Okay,
So-
she can hit a lot with that.
She does. I think Sweetie is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I also have seen her personality, and I feel like that makes her even more pretty.
Absolutely.
But I hate that when she puts out music, everybody's like, she just need to be pretty. No,
As if it's a
she
job.
like she wants to be creative. She wants to
she
release her
is
music.
creative.
Allow her
More
to
than-
do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
They like she just need to be pretty, and see y'all boxing her in already.
Right.
And when she benefits from the pretty privilege, y'all gonna be mad.
Right.
She's
Yes.
trying to branch out.
Like
Shout out to
Lauren,
Sweetie.
Lauren London.
Yeah.
No, not Lauren London. Lori Hart.
Lori Hart.
Yes,
She's
yes.
one that they're like, she don't even do nothing.
But you
Well,
see
she
how
does.
they get mad at her whenever she
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's my point.
Yes.
That's my point.
But see, that makes me want to go into, and I was gonna say, comparison is the thief of joy,
Yes.
and I want to go into like the woes of pretty privilege because it all sounds good and looks good on paper,
I like
but
that.
our girls who experience pretty privilege, they really go through a lot. Like,
And people get mad that
I was
they
about to
do.
say, some people are, they
People
are
like,
hating.
oh, why you got pretty privilege? What you mad? Hello.
first of all, did I sign up for it?
Exactly.
Right.
You asked for
My
it.
parents look good. Right. Gave it easy. But no, some people have like enemies that are close to them, enemies that are far from them. And I don't think it's the end all be all. Like, it's not the only thing. Like, don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot more privileges than woes.
Yes.
But,
There are woes.
and if you're not careful, if you don't have discernment, if you don't have the intellect and can think things through,
Yes.
then you are going to fall short and
Yeah.
think that you go. Example, I'm thinking, like, I'm making this up, but like thinking about a young lady who, oh, I'm gonna get my way with these men, and not like, you got to know how to play the game. If you're going to play, I tell clients,
You better know the rules.
If you're gonna play the game, you
Yeah.
got to know how to play the game.
Absolutely.
Because somebody got to lose. It's a game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so when you want to go, let's say it's the rappers, the ball players. I mean, we live in South Florida,
Yes.
so the people who look like they have money, you're going to be treated a certain way.
Yeah,
And you have to
absolutely,
remember patriarchally
Yeah.
Yeah,
that they just want you on their shoulder to look good. So if you okay with that, I always say make sure you get something from it.
But it's always crazy that sometimes I've seen women utilize that scenario and use their pretty privilege to think like, oh, I can get over on it. You know, I can get over on a man with that. And it's just
Get
like,
over
please
on
don't underestimate how men utilize pretty privilege and how they still end up trumping you at the end. Because again, it's about power dynamics. So when I hear women say like, oh, I'm gonna get over on these men, I'm gonna use what I got to get what I want, and it's just like, but at what cost? Like you still end up
It can be
At the
dangerous.
cost of
too.
your
very dangerous.
It can be
Your
extremely
integrity.
dangerous if
Yes.
you don't play the game right. And the thing is, stop playing games.
Stop playing games.
Stop playing
It's really
games.
that.
What-
It's
why
really
not
that,
playing
but
games?
I'm not. But people not. So that's why I make it clear. Like, okay, but if you're gonna play the game, you need to know what comes.
Yeah.
With it. But it makes me think
Exactly.
of, and I'm not saying she was playing game. I don't know this lady from a can of paint, but the Jasmine Brown and what's the man's name? Cam Newton. That whole situation,
Yes.
because he tells us every episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he
Girl, that's all
without
I can-
saying it blatantly, he says every episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take advantage of women's pretty privilege.
Yeah.
Like, if you look good, I can control myself.
Yeah.
They tell us,
Yes.
and we don't listen because we just think that I look better than her, and so I can have my way. No, baby, they gonna play because he still touch her.
Yes.
Yeah.
He'll still touch
Men
her.
play for sport,
Right.
not for keeps.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, like I really think we should just really get into the woes of pretty privilege because, like you were saying with Sweetie, she's a perfect example of like when you deal with so much pretty privilege and not even by choice, it limits you. Like your identity and your worth is shaped on how everybody else wants to box you, and so it's like all they see is the outside, but it's like you don't know nothing about the inside. You don't know anything about like how this person's heart posture is, or things that they really enjoy doing, or how they're actually really smart. And I just it hurts me to see women who do go through that,
Yeah.
so where it almost feels like they don't have a choice but to just kind of go along with it. Like they're just overshadowed. Their qualities are just overshadowed.
Yeah.
But I think that's the importance of somebody telling you young that yes, you are pretty,
Right.
and you cannot let any people just come and have access. Anybody just come and have access to you.
Yeah.
So I think, especially once you become an adult, it's on you to learn how to combat the woes of pretty privilege.
Yeah.
And it sucks because it's almost like they have to have another level of discernment to where it's like even for just, let's say like we go back to women in general and just relationships with men. Now in today's society, we have to go in with the idea of like, I got to know how to play this game. I shouldn't have to know how to play the game, but I do. And so with pretty privilege, it's like there's another level of discernment that you got to have with knowing what kind of friends you got around you. Are you around me just for access or just for clout, or are you around me or trying to talk to me because, you know, how my body is or just whatever. And it's like, you have to really, really assess who's around you.
Yeah.
And I believe people who have deal with pretty privilege, like they have a lot of difficulty in relationships, you know, because it's hard finding like genuine people.
Right. And that's dating relationships and like platonic friends. I think you made a great point of people wanting to be around you by proximity.
Yes.
Just because you have this.
She gonna get us in the club.
Exactly. Like, so we're gonna go right. And now I gotta go and be like trying to make our way. No.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of on the flip side, the pretty girls who only hang out with pretty girls. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like
girls, I feel like that. I feel like it's that group, and it's the subgroup of like the pretty girls who's gonna hang out with the girls who are less than.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
to keep them.
Yeah,
The ones who they know.
I seen a clip a while ago. She was like, "I'm not going to the club if you don't look like X, Y, Z."
Sound like Erica Banks to me.
And it was it her?
It was a while ago.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was her.
They
It was her. Yes, it was her.
They
And
her
she was
up.
basically saying she's not going to the club if you don't look a certain way. And it's like,
Girl,
what? Yeah, that's
crazy.
Yeah, because I was really about to go in,
But that is you are privileged to say that. As you get to say, well, I'm dressing like this and I look like this and my makeup and hair and da da da. You can't sit with me. And it's about to me, it's about your character and your spirit.
Yes.
So that's the whole internal thing. Like I look at beauty as that way too. Like
yes,
I don't call people ugly.
Right.
But if you don't look, I'm not gonna naturally be like, oh, she ugly.
yeah,
But if you got a nasty attitude,
No,
and
you already
you get
ugly.
into
Yeah.
it, I might be like, what your ugly?
yeah.
you already
Like
I'm not doing
for
that.
me, it's more of an internal
Yes.
thing because
Yeah.
like I can look at someone who is nowhere near societal standards of beauty and see so much beauty in that person.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm talking I can see this person that's like beyond beautiful.
Yeah.
Because their spirit
Yes.
makes their physical features beautiful.
Yes.
But if you have a nasty attitude, girl, get out of my face.
Yeah. And that's how you know a lot of people aren't tapped into who they are internally, you know, because if you're not tapped in, you're not going to operate from that spiritual nature of like, I'm exuding, you know, who I am from my soul and things of that nature. But if you don't got no relationship with that, all you know is external.
Spiritual. It has to be a spiritual thing. It has to come from a internal type of source for you to feel like I'm beautiful.
Absolutely.
Despite whatever anybody says.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think once you feel that, people, you will, not that we do it for validation, but some people, sometimes we do.
Right.
But you will also attract that. Like people are going to be like, wow, you are such a kind person. They're going to see that from you. And I'm saying this, I know we've all experienced that.
Right.
Absolutely. Say it to each other.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like, wow, Jackie.
Yeah.
We connected here. Like, wow, Brandy. You just are so loving and giving.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
Oh my God, you are so kind. Thank you so much for fixing my food this morning. You're a spirit.
but you know, that remind me when I talk about men, you ever seen like the man that's not cute, but he funny?
Yeah, and he turned cute within a few weeks. In a few weeks, he real cute.
Y'all know who I think is cute?
Who?
Drewski.
I think he is a little
I do because I'm
I
like,
think just gets
because I'm like, he's funny. I love his like,
he's
It's his
charismatic.
Y'all are so funny. Disclaimer.
I think so too.
I don't think he's not attractive. It just be a whole lot going on that make it less attractive to me.
Oh, see, I love that. And that's a whole other conversation because that compatibility. Compatibility piece that we have to focus on. But to me as a person, see, I might not want to hang out with him for too long. Because he kind of remind me of like a little brother. Like, go sit down way too much. But physical attraction, I think he's handsome.
I think so too.
Me too. But that's what I was gonna say. It goes back to it's about attraction.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everything stems back to attraction, which I don't really like, but it shows like if I'm attracted to you, I'm willing to risk it all, or I'm willing to go the distance.
But attraction grows.
It does.
grows.
It
And
does.
I think that's one of those things when you get to know a person, they start to look cuter.
Like, oh,
I be trying to tell people that,
Yeah.
but they be wanting the 6 foot,
Girl.
6 figure, 6 pack off
How
the
he treating you?
Like him. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I've been trying to
exactly.
tell the girls, but beyond that, when it comes to attraction, I think too. I mean, not I think there are people who will get so infuriated at the fact that I could just talk to a person and make them laugh and have my way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I know a couple of men specifically that you can tell it bothers them so much, and I'm like, that is what pretty because they can't have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can't. Oh, I gotta go and work for mine. Well, yes,
You don't
unfortunately,
want to work?
but guess what?
Hello.
You also can go walk down the street by yourself and not fear about somebody coming to get you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Come on now.
Exactly.
Everybody got
Exactly.
privileges. Everybody got
Exactly.
privileges. So you have to learn how to use yours to your advantage. I feel like.
Yeah, this is what you got.
Yeah.
To throw what you want.
So I have a client that also self-esteem work, and we were having this conversation about like pretty privilege. And the point that she made was not necessarily caring for the pretty privilege, but wanting the pretty opportunities that comes with pretty privilege.
The benefit.
Yes. And I was like, oh, well, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I won't be like,
Right. What's the pretty privilege versus pretty opportunity?
Ha!
Do you need both? Can you get them separately?
No, in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay. Can you get? And let everybody answer. Can you get them separately?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think
What do you think?
I mean, I agree. I just want to be able to.
And I'm like,
can you get
let me
them
tell y'all
separately?
why I don't think so. Because, like I said earlier about the game, it's a game, and so you can't go to Dave and Buster's and play them games without putting the money in the machine.
Yeah.
That's the currency.
Hello.
So if you know you look good, right, and you want the opportunities, you have to play into that.
Yeah.
And I say this too, like I tell women, be a damsel in distress. I've had to learn when I want to be strong and independent, men don't like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting nothing from a man who don't. They want to feel needed. So I've had to learn. Oh my gosh, baby, can you grab that for me? Yeah, I got you. Even though they know that I can feel it.
You're right.
But thank you. And then when they do it,
See, it's too much
so much.
coddling this thing on men. Like
it's the truth though.
Like,
It's
but
the
it
truth.
is the truth. But
Yeah.
it's like, dang, like now I gotta pretend like I need help just
But
for
also
you
you do need the help.
you want the help.
But see,
No,
that,
you need the help.
I could get it off. I could get it off the shelf.
But you
But-
can get it off the shelf while you also trying to hold your baby. While you also you need the help.
So yes, in that instance, I would definitely because I need the help, but I'm not gonna pretend like I need help just for your ego.
I think though it's a. I'm gonna let you talk, but I think it's a fake it till you make it thing because
is.
Oh.
you don't think you need the help, so you told yourself and you done been you're Superwoman. But if you get up there with a baby in your hand, you slip. Somebody gonna say, "Well, I guess I could have asked for help."
Yeah.
And to you segued me right into
Go
what I
ahead,
want to
girl.
say, because to that degree also there are women who or people that just feel like I don't want to have to do things for myself. Like I just don't want to have like how we hear it all the time. I don't want to have to work.
Yeah.
If I can not have to work, that would be great. There are some women that say, I don't want to have to do for myself. I want my man to do everything for me. And it also makes me think, going back to Sweetie, because she was such a great example. When you have pretty privilege, like you got to maintain it.
Yeah.
The
You
fake
do.
it till you make it, it goes to a certain extent. But then once you get to the place where you finally there, now you got to maintain.
You got to be there.
You got to keep it up. There is no releasing.
Yeah.
There is no doing something drastic. There is no like choice. You got to keep up the image now.
I like that you said keep up too, because if you look this way, you can't gain weight. You can't have no breakouts. You'll have always like you have to always show up
And a
pretty.
standard. Yes.
You can't be anything
Unless you have the confidence,
Hello.
and then
But that
unless
comes.
you tell them that you can't tell me that.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
why I don't play the game, because
Yeah.
you're not gonna tell me. Oh, I can't stand for a man to be like, you need your nails done. Give me the money.
I was about to say,
You want me to maintain? You
Right.
want me to
Right.
I've
Oh, who
been
said that?
saying
Somebody said that to you?
before.
ugh.
Yeah, but I feel like that's like typical for like male species.
No, it's fancy.
Yeah, the male species to kind of like this or that. What kind of telling a woman what you could do a little bit more of this and you
in
could do
women's
that.
business.
Yeah,
But that's
right.
the
You
world
look
that
at
we,
them Facebook pages.
that is literally the world that we live in.
Yes.
Men trying to control
Yes.
they in women's business.
all the time.
That's quite literally abortion.
Okay.
But okay.
I was about to say that a woman's womb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
All
Yeah.
up in our business.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yes.
So is pretty privilege an attitude? Because when you said you said something just a few moments ago where you were like, oh, for women who what did you just say? It was like a level of confidence. Like if you I forgot what you just said.
Oh,
You'll have to play it back.
Unless you have the confidence.
You can't tell me if you have the confidence, which makes me think that then that's not a woman who's operating in pretty privilege. I feel like pretty privilege is also a mindset.
I agree.
Because if I'm operating in pretty privilege, I'm not thinking about my confidence and what I can and cannot do.
Because I'm going to get it then.
Yeah, I agree because if you have the mindset, I'm pretty, despite what the standards say, you're gonna show up that way.
Yeah.
To me, confidence is pretty.
Yeah.
So if you showing up like I'm here and oh, that's so daddy right there.
Yeah.
Wait, but hold on, because are we talking about from the standpoint of maintaining whatever that standard is, or just I woke up like this, and if you think I'm pretty or not, I'm still pretty?
That one. That's where I'm coming from.
I'm looking at it as, I think it can go both ways, and I think it's subjective because in my eyes, pretty privilege can sometimes be very manipulative. And I feel like if it's used in a manipulative way, that is not a woman who is exuding confidence in a way that is naturally hers. I feel like it's performed, and I feel like
insecurity.
Yes, and it's like putting makeup on the feet. You know what I'm saying? And so in my eyes,
I like that
because I think in my eyes, sometimes pretty privilege can be manipulative, and if that is the attitude or the posture that you're walking in, you're not gonna naturally be like, I'm the confident woman that says, like, you can't tell me that I'm not, because I know this about myself. I feel like a woman who says that is not operating in a manipulative, pretty privilege state.
Okay, so I would say pretty privilege isn't manipulative. The deliberate use of it.
That's what I say. It can be.
That's what I feel like. If you go into like, hold on, watch this. I'm gonna watch this.
Right.
But if you just walk up to, like, for example, like, I'm sure we've all gotten stuff for free just off the strength, because people will treat you nice and look good. Which I have another point about that. But if I just walk in first watch, for example, and they're like, I paid for your meal already. You look great today. Have a good day. That might be because I just woke up today and put on an outfit like that I know look good, but that's because internally I wanted to look good.
But that's what makes me think that you're not intentionally using the pretty privilege.
You're just
so there's two different kinds.
Exactly.
You're just showing up as yourself, confident, and people see that.
Natural.
People are going to see that beautiful woman walking in, head up, chin up, chest out, confident. Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah,
but body language plays a part too.
It does.
It's a confidence.
It does.
Yes. Back to Olandria.
Yes.
That posture.
It's
never faltered.
See, I be checking myself. I'm like, Olandria. Let me show that. Period. But even with Olandria, I love how she's using her pretty privilege. She's at colleges. Doing like foundations for I think lupus or something like that. She is setting the standard for a lot of dark skinned women that we don't see in the like. It's
I love when they say we made the right person famous, but I think it goes back to your spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It goes back to your spirit, because if you have a nasty spirit, it don't matter how you look. You might get your way, you might manipulate your way through, but I'm a believer that you breaking down at night.
Absolutely.
You insecure. If people we've all met people who you can see right through. And they think they hiding it, but if you are around the people who are using you trying to use your pretty
intentionally,
they don't care about your spirit because they're using you.
Exactly.
But then a person who is confident,
natural pretty privilege.
God not gonna let them get close to you.
Alone.
So.
And that's why I think it's like there's pretty privilege that's like natural, like it's innate, it's in you. And then there's the intentional, like performance-based pretty privilege.
Studying.
Exactly. Like you're performing, you got to maintain, you're trying to upkeep something. And it's just like, if I have to put on that performance, then I'm not naturally walking in like just who I am.
And I feel like social media plays a huge part in performing, because when you think back to when social media wasn't a thing, and I know this is another topic, but beauty, and back then it was okay to be bigger. It was okay to have shorter hair or to have a fro. It wasn't until social media came about, and then now it's like you got to have this perfect body, your skin, all the skincare stuff. Like now you breaking out, but you got this person promoting skincare. You like, well, dang, her skin
Look
like
my skin, right.
So I feel like social media highlighted our flaws to where now people feel like they have to perform to look pretty.
Which is why I'm off social media. I don't care to be on it right now. I agree.
So let's digest.
Ooh, that was
That was so good.
Let's digest.
Ooh,
What when it comes to beauty, visibility, and pretty privilege, can we give to the audience from a therapeutic standpoint how to use it? Should we use it? What to do if you naturally have it, and how to deal with the woes, how to combat the woes. Any of those things.
I would say, and it's not necessarily a therapeutic response, it's more of a Jackie response. I just want everybody to look at themselves as art, and art is very subjective. You like, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so it starts within. If you feel confident, if you see yourself as a walking painting, I feel like that will kind of naturally help you exude your beauty. Yeah, it's very beautiful, girl.
It was very therapeutic, actually.
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
Period.
Poetic, if you will.
It makes me, I feel like I have to think a little bit about it.
Yeah,
So
we'll come back.
come back.
I think my takeaway is definitely beauty is within. So work on that. Yes, we can go to the gym and let's look this, for the outside appearance, but let's work on the internal beauty.
Yeah.
Because if that's what we're focusing on, all the rest will follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think more practicality. So I agree with that. And I'm very kumbaya. And in a world where being pretty is a currency, use it. You got to work to make money so you can spend the money to live the lifestyle you want.
Yeah.
Use it. Feel good about it. Make sure it's yours. Don't worry about what other people are telling you about it. But use it so that you can get what you want, and not in a manipulative way.
Right.
Use it because God gave it to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Use it.
and that was going to make me think, like, also practically start with just increasing your self-awareness, coming from a place of like, I need to pay attention to what place am I coming from? Am I walking in my natural pretty privilege, or am I in a space where I'm being performative? And when you start to realize that you're performing, like, you want to just pay attention to, like, am I doing things that I just naturally feel resistance towards doing? Or am I, finding myself feeling burnt out or fatigued? Or if I just find myself even comparing myself to just others or the media. And so I feel like once you start seeing those signs, we need to reel it in, do a self-check-in, and say, okay, what place of my pretty privilege, if we're going to use that topic, am I operating in? Because if I'm doing too much of the performance base, I'm not really walking in my natural state.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I say increase self-awareness.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
I want to add something because you talked about how God created us the way that we are. And I want to leave the viewers with not like the thought of beauty is not curated, it's created. The way that you were created.
It just touched me.
You don't have to curate beauty and make yourself beautiful. You are.
Yes.
It was good.
Yeah.
I love that.
Period. I be saying some stuff and I be like, what
There you
the
go.
fuck?
Comes from within.
Right.
Period. Oh, I love
Okay.
that.
That was good, y'all.
Yes. Well, y'all, we have truly enjoyed y'all. We hope that y'all have really taken away a lot from this episode. We definitely going to be back with more. And until next time, we'll catch y'all later. Bye. Bye.